Greg, you had said going into this game you wanted to break DC's 20-game win record, and you accomplished that here tonight.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good performance by the group. I thought, especially in the first half, aside from the set piece that we needed to do a better job marking on, I thought we very much had control of the game. I think we created some chances. We moved the ball around well. I thought we forced them to defend over large stretches, and I thought as the game progressed, if we could do that, they would fatigue a little bit, and maybe we could find some opportunities to win the game in the second half. Ultimately, I thought we weren't as good in possession in the second half, but I still thought there was a chance in it for us to win. So we went with Jay, and we went with Josie at the end, and Josie, good dummy to Sebastian, and what can you say about the shot? He seems to do it every week. So just proud of the guys for the work they put in, and we keep on our little stretch here of getting results, and we go into a bye week with a win, which always feels a lot better than anything else. So we look forward to continuing to work and continuing to progress.
Do you think Italy's manager Antonio Conte watches Major League Soccer?
Probably not religiously, but I would imagine he probably checks in on Seba. I think they have a very good relationship from their days at Juventus together. So I imagine that he's seeing week in and week out the goals that he's scoring and the things that he's doing over the course of the match. So my hope is that Sebastian will get another opportunity and he'll get to prove that his form is where it needs to be to compete at the highest level.
Do you think his form has been where it needs to be? What do you think is missing from his performances?
Very little. I don't have a critique for him. I think he's special. The entire game, every time he touches the ball, we get to the end of our seats and look forward to maybe what could come out of that action. So he's an exciting player. There isn't anyone like him in the league, and I venture to say there isn't anyone who's been like him in the league. And it's a joy to have him a part of our team, both as a person and a player. And I'm fortunate to get to see him every single week.
What changed after maybe a quarter hour in? It seemed like they were causing you some problems in the early going. Then after that, it didn't seem like they really had any clear-cut opportunities.
Yeah.
Did something change? Did you guys just settle down?
Yeah, I think we settled in as much as anything. I think we got a hold of the ball. I thought we were a little bit sluggish at the start. And closing things off and getting a hold of the ball and getting into supporting positions for each other. But once we did, I think we started to find a rhythm, and we started to recognize that we could get into pockets that created them a lot of problems where they couldn't really figure out who was supposed to take who. And when we did that, I thought we were good. We got numbers in the attack. We had good organization behind the ball. They had a hard time getting out of it, and I thought we dictated the vast majority of the first half for sure.
For those of us who don't get to see Seba every week, is that kind of performance who he is week in and week out, or is there any part of his performance that was maybe trying to even find another gear with Michael gone and with a couple guys coming back? I mean, I know Josie came back late, but was that just vintage him? Or?
Yeah, I think that's vintage him. I mean, we've seen it. The people who've seen him every single week, those are the goals he scores. Those are the opportunities that he creates, not just for himself but for others. He moves around the field with super intelligence, and once he gets on the ball and faces up to defenders, then he can do a lot of different things and he creates a lot of problems. So I mean, I think hopefully you get to see him every week, but that's what you get to see. That's him.
Are you ready to call yourselves Eastern Conference kind of contenders at this point? You just knocked off the top team in the East, so it would make sense.
Yeah, I think if anyone is not considering us a team that can compete for the Eastern Conference, then I think they're overlooking us, and that would be dangerous. But for us, listen, I've said it all along, we can't get too happy about ourselves. We've got a lot of progressing to do as a team, and we've got a lot of getting better to do between now and the end of the season. It's about peaking at the right time, but it's about consistency and getting results. But I'm happy with our performances, by and large over the last 8 games, the stretch that we've been on, minus the home opener. I always say that. But I'm really, really happy with where we're going, and we just need to keep working and not get too caught up in the last game, but start concentrating on the next one.
With regards to that conference race, just do you find yourself tempted at all to triangulate the table with how many differences there is? I mean, they played 4 matches more than you, and you're kind of going to be having some extra matches to make up ground late in the year. Do you even look at the standings and take anything from it, or does it just have to play itself out?
I'd be lying if I said that I don't look at the table. I think we all do, and we know the importance of every win. We know how many games in hand, but I think this league it's dangerous if you count the game in hand as points. You can't, right? You have to look at where you are and say we're still behind, right? And we still have some work to do and some points to pick up and some results to get. And that's what's dangerous. Any other league, any other table, you're pretty much playing on the same number of games. You know right where you are, and it's not that way. So. For us, it's each one game at a time, get results, and if we keep doing what we're doing, we'll climb up the ladder, and hopefully we'll be there in the end.
How was Jonathan as a fill-in for Michael tonight? And then I guess the other question is, what happens when Michael and Jonathan go to the Gold Cup? How do you then replace both of them in that role?
Do I have to answer that today? I thought he was excellent. I thought he was how he always is. He looks for the ball, he gets on the ball, his awareness of his surroundings is very good, so he's able to wiggle out of pressure, but he's a guy who doesn't shy away from the ball and creating a passing lane for somebody, and so for us, that's part of what helped us in possession too, is that he was able to do that for us, and that's something that Michael normally does for us, and so I was happy with his performance, and I was happy to get Colin back. I thought he was excellent in the first half. We couldn't push him any longer, but I thought he gave us some real stability in the first half. And so what do I do when or if they're both gone in the Gold Cup? I don't know. I'll have to look down my team a little bit and figure out the right solution.
Is Colin okay?
He's okay. He just felt like he got to a point fatigue-wise where he couldn't really open up anymore, and so out of precaution, everything else, we thought it was the time. We knew we were only going to probably get 45 out of him.